I think there's a real clear need to provide updated and detailed information on conflict because there's first often a misunderstanding of why conflict takes place, and that if you base policy for resolving conflict on false premises, you don't resolve the conflict. And you may provide temporary band-aids, but there's always a chance that conflict will recur. One example would be Poso, an area where we had intense Christian-Muslim fighting, where there was an assumption that peacemaking between the religious leaders would be enough. If you got Christians and Muslim leaders shaking hands, that would be enough and conflict would be solved, and then it would trickle down to the bottom. And we found very quickly that not only was that enough, it was sometimes counterproductive because there was an assumption that there was some kind of real understanding between the two communities once their leaders met, when in fact, if a new episode broke out, there would be an even greater sense of distrust that somehow this was an example of bad faith and that there was even more tension after that handshaking took place than before. So that's one example. But there are many others where this assumption that if you can identify the problem very, very fast and solve it very, very fast, then there won't be any more difficulties. And you need the kind of detailed, in-depth work that the conflict monitoring team at the bank has done to be able to understand how complex a conflict is and that it's not easily resolved, that there are many different prongs to addressing it.